Thursday morning, if you're a Montrealer, you woke up with a smile. You woke up with an erection. You woke up and your relationships with your loved ones, with your parents, your friends are all better now. Because on October 12th, Wednesday night, the Montreal Canadiens faced against the Toronto Maple Leafs, and they had a banger of a season opener. We are the No Respect Podcast. I've got Justin to my virtual right. It's that side. My name is Mackie. We're here to talk about the home opener, the Detroit game that's happening tonight as we're recording. And then lastly, we want to talk about is this a fantasy? Are we just kind of riding the adrenaline? Maybe we are. You let us know how you're feeling after this opener. But Justin, let's start with you. How was this opener?
I mean, I think it was incredible. Game against the Leafs is always emotional, and I mean, going into this game, we were kind of scared that it would be a blowout, right? Like it's Toronto Maple Leafs are a first round contending team, so that's just something that we could have rolled up and died with our young roster, but that didn't happen. Cole Caulfield got 2 goals, 2 snipes. Nick Suzuki with 2 assists, keeping up that chem with Cole, and
Sean Monahan with his first as a
Shot
Hab
on his
after hip
birthday too.
surgery.
On his birthday,
28.
Josh
Holy shit,
Anderson.
dude.
Josh Anderson with the game winner. 17 seconds left. 17 is his number 2, so the lines were written. And yeah, I mean, just incredible to. I wish I was at the game at the Bell Center because it's like it felt like when Josh Anderson scored that goal, it felt like we were back in the playoffs. Like it was such a like the energy in the building was just incredible.
Yeah, I ran a poll on our Twitter account. If you want to follow us there, please do.
I will.
And I wanted to do a quick vibe check. I asked pretty simply, how are we feeling? Is it Connor Bedard or easy win? And it was a 79 to like 20, whatever. I can't do the math. But it was Connor Bedard. It's everybody was ready for Connor Bedard. These are the expectations that we have for this season. This is a roster, an organization that is going through a shift, and we know that from last year with Kent Hughes and of course Jeff Gordon, the two new heads, this beautiful bald monster in Kent Hughes, Vinny LeCavalier as the assistant to the I can't remember the exact title, Adam Nicholas, who's developing our players, beautiful red glasses when he spoke to the media. The ship has turned. But the product has not yet been seen, and that's why we salivate for the home opener as Habs fans to see what this new product is going to look like. And we saw some entertaining hockey. We saw a defense score that had less games than Mark Giordano divided by 2 in terms of his experience. We're talking about Gouli. We're talking about Xhekaj, a Costco member in terms of organization. He was handing out samples. He was helping you register your cash and get a pizza. It's changed for him. He's in the NHL. He's made it. And I didn't mention Jordan Harris, though. We had
Caden Gouli as well.
Yeah, I said Gouli, but I was going to say the 26-year-old that we acquired from the Winnipeg Jets.
Jonathan Kovacevic, I'm not sure exactly how you pronounce his name, but
there you go. But it completely, the odds again against the Leafs are always on paper never good. But we've seen how this plays out for the Montreal Canadiens, and I'm not going to harp on that. But, from the home opener with Carey Price, a beautiful ceremony that, again, I've seen some Twitter comments from Toronto Maple Leafs fans that felt that they were just dragged on too long. Eat it. Manja, if I could say that.
And so, talking about our young decor, like, our PK in that game was really good against one of the best power plays in the league from last year, and it has been for a few years. And they were just shutting them down, and that was one of the things that are the biggest question marks this year. And I know we're not trying to win the cup, we're not trying to make the playoffs, but we don't want to get blown out. We don't want to get just like run around in our own end. So it was great to see that our D had some potential and had some shutdown potential there. So Caden Gouli played 22 minutes, which is more than any Habs player in that game, which is incredibly encouraging to see that. And I think just if you don't like, I know you and I both don't want us to go to the playoffs. We're better off going for Connor Bedard just
I
trying to
don't know. I've
rebuild.
changed my mind. I've changed my mind,
You
to be
change
honest.
your mind.
After the home opener, I've changed my mind. But please continue.
I mean, I'd love to see us in the playoffs this year as well, but this is just like the glimmer of hope, the great start that to see what the future will hold in like, and I don't think this is going to be every game. I don't think
No.
it, but it's great to see that we have the potential to get those really entertaining games and those like fiery offense games. You know,
Yeah, and I want to shout out like two people that didn't necessarily have like the stars at the end of the game. Of course, Nick Suzuki, Cole Caulfield, insane. Josh Anderson, which with the game winner at 17 seconds, we already touched that. But Jordan Harris for me, huge game, and it was in the details of his game that I really enjoyed what I saw. And this is a guy that didn't really stand out too much during the preseason, so that was good. Slavkovsky, I'm not going to put up there, but it was interesting to at least see him have that flash, that rush where he's, faking the pass. Jonathan Tavares going out to lunch. And after that, Sandin that's tripping him on the thing because
yeah.
he's too fast, too strong. He's 234. He's going to steal your wife. I'm the last part of what I wanted to say. The next standout was Kirby Doc. I really like what I saw from Kirby Doc. That wraparound attempt, which
Yeah.
was a sensational save by Matt Murray, that would have been nasty. But I just at the end of the to get the third goal from Sean Monahan, that was all Kirby Doc on the boards.
Yeah.
It was
He beat
just
like three
absorbing
players.
hits. It's beautiful. You have to see this type of thing. And what's great is that we're looking at a team that's just I've never seen this type of product with the Montreal Canadiens. It's early, I get it, but I like the look. I like what I see. And to introduce me to this new product, I don't know how you feel about the way that you're seeing this team play, at least in opening night.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I totally agree. I love like the small sample size that we saw, and I like that it was kind of a lot of the younger players, the newer players that were the stars of that night. Like they were the ones that were the most impressive there. Like obviously it was the Cole Caulfield show, which it was for the latter half of last season as well, and I think it will be for the next 5 to 10 years in this organization. But I mean, yeah, it's great to see it, and I'm just here for more games like this. Like, if we're not winning a lot of games, I hope to see more of these like nice kind of development
Entertaining.
plays, entertaining plays, and stuff like that. And I totally agree, Kirby Doc. I really hope to see that he turns his kind of I guess his career around after a bad injury, and he can put up some points for the Habs.
Yeah, I can't wait. And tonight is another test. As we're recording, it's 2 hours away from puck drop. Detroit, and this is a team that's gotten better. So we'll see what happens. You can come back and roast us if it's an absolute disaster. This is why we make content. Is to decrease our self confidence. And the last question, because we're going off of pure emotion. And you let us know what you think. Even if you're going to be wrong, it's okay to be wrong. You wake up the next day and you're fine. Okay. Is this is the expectations for this season after one game changed anything for you?
I mean, I can go in either way here because if it depends on tonight. No, it doesn't depend on tonight, but it hasn't changed anything because I don't believe that this will be the projection for the rest of the season. I don't think we're going to be a playoff team. I still believe we're going to be like a bottom 10 type team in the league, but it is very encouraging, and I have much more hope for the future of the Habs and the future of our rebuild, that it won't take like the 3, 4, 5 years, that it could be a faster turnaround. So that's my hope, but I don't think the full season picture has changed much for me.
Yes. I listen. I could sit here and lie and say that I expect this to happen. That's what I want to happen. And even though it's not good for the future, I don't know why. It's just the way that I am. As I like to see the team succeed. Cole Caulfield is going to be this. He's the new mayor of the city. We've got the sheriff and Jacky, but the mayor, and Nick Suzuki, the captain. I will say that I think that one thing that was interesting hearing Marty St. Louis already talking about this is the fact that at the end of the day, he's interested in seeing once the adrenaline goes away, once the emotions of being on your first Air Canada EasyJet private flight on the Montreal Canadiens side of things, will they be able to sustain this type of play? And that's what I'm looking at. I want to see that. And that's not going to, it might take 10 games. I don't expect this to continue. It's not going to be like, wins and wins and wins, but I'm excited about this group. I'm excited about this product. And tonight is another test. And it's great momentum to start off on a great note. I think that, regardless of what happens for the rest of the season, there's some seasons where if your start is absolute dog shit, it can set the tone for the rest of the year. And you do not want that. So hopefully they can build on this. They know that they've got the product that they want here, and it's starting to shape up. It's going to be interesting to see the next, 10 to 15 games. Of course, the regular season, 82 games, and see if there's any other surprises.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, one thing I'll say is the great start is huge for the players themselves, because I'm sure the players, like the new players like Kirby Doc, the kind of veterans like Josh Anderson, Jake Allen, those guys, they want to be competitive. Like, they don't want to rebuild. They don't want to lose 40 games, 50 games this season. And they might still lose them, but this gives them like the confidence, this first game, this first win against a big team, that maybe they can do it. Maybe they can string some wins along, and maybe they can do that. And that's just better for us. Like, it's great for our team core and our team chemistry moving forward into the next couple of years.
Yeah, completely agree. And that's where we throw it to you, those who are listening, watching. What do you think about these Montreal Canadiens? Is one night not enough? Of course, it's not enough, but how are you feeling? What do you think about what you saw? What do you expect for the rest of the season? Let us know in the comments down below. And of course, you can follow us at No Respect Podcast on all of the platforms that are mentioned here. Discord server, you want to join us. On that note, we'll leave it to you. Detroit tonight, 82-0 question mark, we shall see. We'll see you next time. And on behalf of the Justin, myself, Mackie, we always remind you to respect the
Orgasmination.
Go Habs, go, baby.